without going into a lot of detail now, I think there's a lot of concerning issues around corruption. We do something called the Afrobarometer survey, which is one of the bigger public opinion surveys taking place in Namibia. In 2012, 55% of the respondents felt government was tackling corruption fairly badly or very badly. And in 2017, that's now 65%. So there's a general feeling that corruption is getting worse, that we're not, although we're doing maybe a lot and we're putting in a lot of effort, we're not still doing enough to stop the rising tide of corruption. And one of the factors there is that the different sectors of society, including civil society, are not seeing the issue as urgent enough, and they're not speaking to each other to coordinate their actions, and they're not putting enough energy and commitment into their actions. So this is a chance today to rededicate ourselves to the fight against corruption. One of the useful ideas, I think, that has come up over the years in terms of strategies for fighting corruption is something that was developed by Transparency International, and that's called the National Integrity System approach, both in terms of their internal corruption risks and their contribution to fighting corruption in society at large. And when all the pillars in a national integrity system are functioning well, corruption remains in check. But if some or all of the pillars wobble, those weaknesses can allow corruption to thrive, and they will damage our society. And each society might have different key pillars, but generally across the world these pillars have been identified as Parliament. Parliament has a key role to play in fighting corruption. Obviously the executive, led by the President or the head of state, and the issue that we're addressing today in the presentation, the judiciary, has a crucial role. The Auditor General, and IPPR is actually doing another paper in this series of papers to look at the role of the Auditor General. The watchdog agencies, and the law enforcement agencies, which would include the Anti-Corruption Agency in Namibia, the ACC. The public service, represented here by the Ministry of Education, but also I think the schools and the education system in general have a very crucial role to play. The media, civil society, the private sector. So these are the key elements that we need to get working together and to form official and unofficial alliances to try and stop the rising tide of corruption in